What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're listening to the podcast version on Spotify or iPodcast, or if you're here listening live on 89.1 FM WIDR Kalamazoo. So we're going to move on to the next topic, and the next topic is surrounded by the NBA's best duos. So we know a lot of people teamed up this summer during free agency. It's a lot of crazy things going on, but we have never factored into the surrounding pieces that these duos have around them. So, like, we may say which duo is the best, or we may feel like this duo is the best, but we have never factored in what else is around them. So I heard Kobe Bryant talk about this, so I want to play the clip, and then I want to keep this in mind as we talk about what NBA duo is in the best position to win right now. So listen to this Kobe Bryant clip, and then we'll continue to go on and on about the topic.
It doesn't matter. I think it matters what they put around those two guys, and then what is the offensive and defensive system that they're going to be executing. You know, you can have marquee names and put those marquee names together and kind of guess if they can play together or not, but ultimately it comes down to what system do you have them in, and how does that affect the rest of the guys.
All right, so that was what Kobe Bryant had to say about the NBA's best duos. So now with that in mind, which duo is actually the best in the NBA? Like, which duo is in the best situation to win? I mean, there's so many. It's so many. Like I mentioned earlier, you got Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. I know I'm not going to count them at this moment because Kevin Durant is not present and he's not going to play this season. But you still have so many other options out there. Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. It's so many people. So if I had to choose exactly who I felt is in the best position to win and they have a duo, first off, I would definitely have to 100% go with the Lakers, man. I'm not a Lakers fan or anything, but when you look at that roster, when you look who's on the Lakers, they have so much more depth than a lot of these duos in the Western Conference. I mean, geez, like they got, and I'm not even including Dwight Howard. I'm just speaking from the people they even had before Dwight Howard. We all seen how that happened. We all seen exactly how that happened when Anthony Davis first went to the Lakers. When he first went to the Lakers, you seen Caldwell Pope go there. You just seen so many other players join in. Danny Green went there, and Jared Dudley went there. And I know I clowned him before, but he is actually a good role player thing. I just was saying he's not better than Carmelo Anthony, or he's not a better scorer than Carmelo Anthony. But other than that, we've seen so many people go to the Lakers once Anthony Davis went there, and they have the most supported bench out of most teams in the Western Conference, because after the Lakers, the next team with the best bench is the Portland Trail Blazers. So if not the Lakers, if you're against my vote with the Los Angeles Lakers having the best duo with the surrounding pieces and a great bench and head coach wise, I'm still unsure. It's still unsure for the head coach for sure. That's 100%. I'll give you that. It's very still unclear because we're not sure what Frank Vogel can do. We've seen him coach in Orlando. We've seen him coach before, but it's a different kind of pressure in LA. Some people can't handle it. Everybody cannot handle that pressure of coaching a team like LA that have such high standards. So we got to see how he does as a coach. But also, we got to give him the benefit of the doubt to begin with. So, yes, for now, Frank Vogel, he's there. He has a great team around him. Surrounding pieces with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. They got Dwight Howard coming in. I think he should come off the bench. JaVale McGee is there. A lot of people, man, and Quinn Cook. They have such depth on that bench. Moving to the next team, if not the Los Angeles Lakers, they would definitely be my first option for the NBA's best duo. But for the second option, I got to go with the Portland Trail Blazers. And I know Russell Westbrook and James Harden is really nice. I also love Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. But other than that, man, you got to look at C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard. They've been doing it for a long time now. This is year after year. They've proven that they can get it done and that they can hoop year after year. Yeah, they get stopped in the playoffs at some point, but who doesn't get kicked out the playoffs at some point? And a lot of teams that don't get kicked out the playoffs and go to the finals, they have to finish. They have to win the game. But you got to think, the Portland Trail Blazers, they've been top 3 for the last few years. The last 2 years, they've been number 3 seed. This year, They have a better bench. They have better pieces coming off the bench. And Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum have been playing better and better. Like, they've been improving every year. Every year we've seen them ball out. They've been consistent. They've been consistent in the playoffs. They've been consistent in the regular season. And we see it year after year. And now that they have a bench with more depth, I'm not saying they have the best bench in the world, but they do have great guys coming off the bench. They can definitely make something shake in that Western Conference now. And I do believe that they're going to finish at least top four. Top four. I don't see them sinking down to number 5 or none of that, man. They are going to finish at some point at least top 4 for sure. Because they've got it done year after year when they didn't really have a bench. And now that they do, I can't really vision them not being in the top 4 seed or not really doing anything that's going to like benefit them to the max or get them far in the playoffs. Those are my guys. And individually, and those are my top 2 in terms of which NBA teams have the best duo or which teams have the best duo because they also have surrounding pieces around them. Like the Black Mamba was saying in the video, in the clip that I played earlier, those are the guys who for sure have the best duo according to those words and who I believe. But player-wise and individually-wise, my personal favorite is Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Those two guys, that small forward combination is lethal. But the only reason I did not put the Clippers up there in terms of having like the best team-wise duo or like the best full-set team is because their bench is weak, man. They don't have a strong bench. They don't have strong guy. They don't have a strong second foundation, man. Not really there at all. And I get that. I love the guys. And when I first seen all of these trades go down, I wanted. This is the starting 5 that I wanted when these guys first went. When all the trades went down and after free agency, this is exactly what I wanted. I want Pat Bev at the 1. I wanted Paul George at the 2. I wanted Kawhi Leonard at the 3. Montrezl Harrell at the 4 and Zubac at the 5. And if you run that lineup, yes, it's a killer lineup. Don't get me wrong. That lineup can I'd put money on that lineup to take a lot of teams out in the league. I'd put that lineup, just those 5 players, I'd put them over the Lakers. I'd put that lineup over the Rockets. I put them over the Warriors. That lineup right there is lethal to me because everybody in that lineup plays defense. Everybody. And then you got Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. They're both 6'8 plus, 6'9 plus. However tall Paul George is, I believe Kawhi Leonard is the tallest out of the 2. But either way it goes, they're both very tall and very long, so they're shutting stuff down. And then at the 1, you got Patrick Beverly there. He's sitting on everything. Any guard play that's going down, he's sitting on it, taking it away. Montrezl Harrell, he gets busy down low. Zubac, he gets busy down low. So that those 5 guys are very, very crucial. But what happens when those guys get tired? That's the killer right there, and that's the kicker. Because when those guys get tired, all you got coming off the bench is Lou Will. And yeah, Lou Will, he can ball for sure. He can hoop. He's proven that he can hoop. But who else is going to help him? And how long can these 5 guys that I chose to start, which was Pat Bev, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Montrezl Harrell, and Zubac, how long can those guys play minutes or overplay minutes for 82 games in a season? You got to take that into consideration. And it's even like that with the Houston Rockets as well. We've seen James Harden play a lot of minutes, and we've seen Russell Westbrook play a lot of minutes. But then again, 82 games in a season is a long time. And we're not even thinking about the playoffs. We're not even thinking about the playoffs yet, man. And that's the killer part because it takes so much. It's been very few players we've seen grind it out all season, then get in the playoffs and still have that same kind of energy. One player I can think of off the top of my head is LeBron. And we've seen him do this year after year for 16 years straight. Like, he's been in the league and he's just been balling during the regular season, balling in the postseason, and then a month later he got to get back in the gym. And not every player can do that. And I get Russell Westbrook is a workhorse. He does everything when he's on the court. But it's a different story. The Western Conference is tougher now. It got even better. it got even better. People count the Warriors out, but the Warriors are not finished. They still have 3 stars on that team. Klay Thompson might be down, but they still have Stephen Curry, D'Lo, and Draymond Green. They still have those guys. And I get Kevin Durant is not there, but you got to think about the Warriors before they even had Kevin Durant, bro. Think about this. They were still balling. It was arguable. It was an argument that before Kevin Durant even got there, or when Kevin Durant went down, this was the argument. When Kevin Durant went down, people were arguing that the Warriors were playing better basketball. So now that Kevin Durant isn't there, you think the Warriors are done? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If the team was already playing good basketball before he got there, and then they played good when he was there, and then the guy got injured, and then they started playing good again, that's all the evidence that should let you know that they really don't need Kevin Durant. They really don't need him. And it's that simple, man. It's that simple. I got, in terms of looking at the duos that way, that really changes my mindset, because early on I was loving the Clippers, and I do believe the Clippers are not finished with building pieces around that team and building pieces around Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. So I'm still having faith that they can be able to beat the Lakers. But right now, man, I see the Lakers being I see them as the best team in the league right now, because they have that huge duo with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And also they have pieces around it that can help LeBron James and Anthony Davis. When those two guys sit down on a bench, they're not completely done. They still are going to get buckets. They're still going to get points on the board, and people who are on the floor are still going to play defense.